One of the reasons why entrepreneurs are successful is because they have the ability to create. Running a business is one thing, but creating as you're running that business, or the ideas that come to you as the entrepreneur founder, that's where it's going to come from. I mean, we're not going to get those ideas from employees typically. That's where the ideas come from. And if you're distracted with stuff that you're not good at and that drains your energy, you're not going to be able to create. And that's such a key to the future of any entrepreneur.
The actionable next step, and this is something that I know I have to hold myself accountable to doing every 6 months or so too, is you need to start by auditing where your time is going. And so look at your calendar and actually document in 30-minute increments, what are you actually working on, ideally over 2 weeks, if not just 1 week, and then understand what buckets, what 4 or 5 buckets would all of these activities fit into, and then understand, is that where I want to be spending my time? And I think I'm reminded of Rob Dyrdek, who I'm not sure if you're familiar with him from what was he? He was in Robin Big. He was a skateboarder, DC Brands, and he ended up having several exits, and I think in total over $500 million in exits. But he always had a simple bucket that he'd have 30% of his time is dedicated for sleep, 30% of his time is dedicated for family, 30% of his time is dedicated for work, and then 10% of his time is dedicated for his health. And he is non-negotiable on that. So it's 7 hours, 7 hours, 7 hours, 3 hours is kind of how it breaks down. But that's someone who keeps a clear audit of where all of his time, where every minute and where every hour is going. And then he makes sure that he lives by that schedule. So to some, that may be overly rigorous and not fluid enough for the creative types. But for someone like me, I appreciate the approach and then also the discipline that it drives to ensure that it's not just work for 12 hours, it's also the family time, the health time, all that's baked in.
I really like that because the construct is so simple to keep yourself accountable on that. I was listening to someone the other day who was talking about an expert who studied this, social science expert, and said that today we have so much more free time than we had 20 years ago, 40 years ago, 60. As you go back, we have so much more free time today. And yet, if you ask the average person, they say, I have no time. I have no time. And what he says to that is he says, that's what people say, but then say, okay, track your time. Track your time on social media, track your time on watching TV, track your time on playing video games. He said if the average person does that, they'll find out they have massive free time, but they don't feel like it's free because they're scrolling on their Facebook or Meta. They're scrolling, they're looking at YouTube videos, they're watching TV, they're playing video games, and that amount of time suck takes up all the free time that we have. So you have free time, it's just how are you using that time? And too often people waste it and don't pay attention. Even entrepreneurs who are always busy, but a lot of times they're not really busy. They're doing other things. They're just not paying attention.